Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. And welcome to another episode of Can Naomi Cook? Today's episode is sort of last minute for me, so I hope it turns out well. But not yesterday, but the day before, I ended up going to this really wonderful cafe in my local mall. I ended up asking for their recommended lunch of the day, and they told me to order the sando to soup, so like the sandwich and soup set. And the soup was a kabocha and enoki mushroom soup. So basically like a squash and mushroom soup, and it was absolutely delicious. It was so creamy, so comforting, and it was full of seasonal vegetables. So it got me inspired. Why don't I make a soup similar? Now, as I was grocery shopping after having my lunch, I saw a cauliflower, something that I haven't eaten in a really long time. And I remembered that I really enjoyed cauliflower soup when I was younger. So today, I am going to attempt to make a cauliflower and mushroom soup. It sounds really simple, and I think it's going to be, but I've just never made it, so I thought that I could document it and see how it goes. Now, I'm not sure if I should add milk or just water to it to get a smoother consistency so that it's not just a vegetable smoothie, but I guess we will see when we get there. But the first thing I'm gonna do is grab my big pan and saute some onions as the base. I started with chopping up a full onion while I melted butter into a large pan. As I let the onions brown, I chopped up a package of white button mushrooms and threw them in as well. Next, it was the cauliflower, the most important ingredient. I cut up one half into very messy pieces and threw them into the concoction. I then added some water and put the lid on to let all the vegetables steam and soften. Hey, so I feel like this would be a good time to explain kind of what my idea is. So I'm thinking that cooking onions, mushrooms, and cauliflower into a giant stir-fry pot, cooking them thoroughly and nicely in some butter would give us the base for the soup. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is take this concoction, put it into our blender with either some milk or water, I haven't decided yet, and blending it up into a soup, and then transferring it to a pot and seasoning it in the pot and cooking it a little while longer, while I also stir fry some shimeji mushrooms in the pan again and cutting them up into pieces and throwing them into the soup, and that will be the soup. I'm thinking also I could throw some cauliflower pieces in as well with the shimeji mushrooms, but we'll see how much energy I've got. I feel like there's enough cauliflower. Yeah, maybe let's stick with the shimeji mushrooms. I think this is how you make soup. So I proceeded to take my softened veggies and scoop them into our blender. I slowly added water as needed to help the blender blend everything into a smooth soup. I then prepared my shimeji mushrooms for a quick stir fry and then added them to the soup. To season the soup, I added salt, pepper, dried basil, and paprika. What's great about this soup is you can very easily make it to your preferences. You could use oil for stir frying and water for thinning if you would like a vegan option, or you could stick to butter and add milk as your liquid if that's more up your alley. You can add any seasoning and any vegetables you'd like. It's really great. Alrighty, Will is home from work, dinner is done, and he's about to try my cauliflower mushroom soup.
Ooh, there's cauliflower in it.
Yeah.
I know that. Alright, here goes nothing. No, it's good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
I was really scared that maybe it would turn out to taste like baby food, because that's what it looks like.
I think texture is close to baby food.
Oh.
But taste is really good.
How do you make it less baby food texture and more like a soup?
Probably a bit more like liquid, like more.
Okay.
You can add a bit more butter, milk, or water
Okay.
to kind of make the consistency more of a soup.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. How's the flavor though? Good?
Delicious.
Yay!
Very good.
I mean, I've tried it before, like when it was in the pot before I seasoned it, but I added the shimeji mushrooms after I had tried it, so
Okay.
I don't know if that added anything.
Is there a normal mushroom, like porcini mushroom?
Mm-hmm.
Is it porcini or is it something different? Button mushrooms.
White button mushrooms
Mm.
are in the soup base, and then I thought of adding shimeji for some like texture.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I'm actually very happy with it.
It tastes good. I like it.
For my first like puree soup,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even Google anything. I wanted it genuinely to be like a kind of like a challenge thing. Halfway through, I was like, this has gone really wrong because it was so ugly looking. You'll see in the footage. But it tastes good. It might not look the most appetizing,
Yeah.
but honestly, I'm pretty happy actually.
No, actually, that's what mushroom soup color should look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Thank you, honey. It was good.
it's been a success.